Alright. Save state. And, yep, that's right. After you get 247 chips, you can go in here and, after getting lucky, you can fight the final version of Base. Now, why he decides to show up here, out of nowhere, and while I'm thinking about it, I do need to make one quick... Oh wait, do I? I didn't think about it. I don't think I ever put in that attack plus 30 again. Oh well, I can do that now. Yeah, you need to have the makings of the bodyguard programmer bands, as well as a plus attack 20 and 30 if you want to be able to get this guy's chips. Hold on. Now, this is probably going to be the final part for me, because after this, there's a few things left, but okay, here we go. Meet Base Deluxe. Wave at him, people. He has a 150 power aura, 2000 health, and his attacks are stronger. Fun. And there's only one way I know that you can beat him without having to put a crap ton of copies of chips in your folder. And that is, you have to use Bodyguard and then put the attack plus 20 and plus 30 on, so that's 150. So that way you can get through his aura and, you know, beat him, because those not only go through his aura, he'll also hurt him, making him die real quick like. Yeah, this may take a while. But the nice thing is, he's not too bad to dodge. Well, unless he does that yellow charge attack, then you're done. I'm sorry, you're just done. I can do this on him if I wanted to. I think during an attack he can't get hurt, but any other time is fair game for him. Yeah, he just and he does it pretty quickly too, so it's not like you can just, you know, get a strong attack on him and hope for the best with a few strong regular chips. No, you have to have a really good program advancer stuff, or any good single attack on him before you can hope for getting an S rank on him otherwise. Be careful not to stun him and make him go invincible, otherwise that trick won't work. And sadly I didn't hurt him fast enough that time. There are other ways to beat him, but the Bodyguard 150 trick is about the fastest way. gives out 3 chips, base version 2, base version 3, and the 3rd version of Life Aura. Now, I would stupidly highly recommending getting a lock enemy, which is 10,000 Zenny, but it is well worth it, because then you have a much higher chance of fighting him again, and you have to fight him 3 times minimum to get the chips. So I would also recommend making some folder changes so you can have invisible stuff that can make it so you don't die every time, such as, oh yeah, and also full custom stuff help. Anything that's kind of hindering you, just try and make your folder so that you can get that program advance as fast as possible. Alright. Okay, here we go. Life Aura 3E. Oh my, that took a lot of tries, but yep, there you go. Base version 3X. Now I know what you're thinking. Version 1 and 2, that's F, right? Well, I guess they wanted to make sure that no one abused version 3, but there's also another reason for that we'll get into later. But for now, if we look, we have all 250 chips in the library. Which means, if we go to look at our start menu, shiny, it's red, it's 3rd star. Now there are a couple more stars to get, 2 to be exact. So, one of them is do all the program advances, and thankfully I've already gotten all the chips for that, so all I need to do is perform them in some random locale. First up on the list of missed program advances would be the possible Zeta Cannon 3. It's pretty much like its previous program advances, just 5 seconds of invisibility and triple cannon shots. There's also the kind of hard to get all in order, but hey, if you get it, you're lucky. That was a mouthful. Mega Burst. Similar to the Hyper Burst, except now it does 10 times. By the way, I'm using a different folder now. Now it's time for the why would you ever want to use this in your main game folder, program advance, Zeta Ball. 5 seconds of 300 power cannonball fun. Of course, their chips are so dang hard to get, and it's hard to get their different codes anyway, so why would you do it? Back to this folder for now. Time for another lucky program advance. Time for another lucky program advance. A, B, C, D, E, Omega Cannon. 10-second version of its Zeta form. Guess what? It's an upgrade. Trust me, there's plenty of these things in this game. That's one good thing Valorant 3 did. It kind of expanded the list of program advances to more than the Omega Cannons. I guess that's why they nixed the Omega versions in later games, because no one wants to get all 5 codes of one chip. Oh, so you expect me to say something? Well, I see how it is. I'll speak now. I'm using this folder. You know you're lucky when you can definitely make the Omega Ball very early in the game. It's probably possible, but I'd still need to see it to believe it. I mean, it's a decent programming advance, but my goodness, when it comes to getting the codes. Alright. We've already seen all of the Zeta versions, so let's go for the Omega versions. There's Raton 1, in case you can see, and that's a lot of ones right there. Yep, that's Raton 1, alright. Raton 2. What was that? It kind of like glitched away. It's like, no, you ain't hit me with that. Last time, people. LMNOP makes Omega Raton 3. Hey, that rhymed. Guess which folder I'm back to using. Now this is a program advance I would love to use in my real life game if it wasn't for the fact that Quad Needle, easily one of the most annoying chips to get in the game. You shoot 10 100 power arrows and that damage stacks, so yeah, it's actually technically better than Gator, except that you can get Gator a lot earlier, as well as you know, it stops time and stuff like that. If you combine Curse Shields 1, 2, and 3, that happens. Curse Shields go quickly down each row and hurt everybody. Yay, HP max. They sure do love these same code program advances. So, TimBom Plus. Well, other than looking like an older bomb, it's also 500 powered. It's pretty nice. I don't really use it though because Ultra Bomb is, well, the chips are better separately. And now time for the most poisoning of the program advances. Poison Pharaoh. Basically, you drop that down, and it quickly drains health. I mean, it can even go past auras. That's actually one method you could use to beat base, but it requires a lot of proper setting up, and not really worth it. I love this messed up description. Holy panel. Makes all panels holy. Don't you mean makes one panel holy? Oh well. Yes, I'm gonna put this in my main folder because I only need to put in 2 more to get the last program advance of the game. So, time to get to that program advance. Alright. You need to do recover 300, holy panel, and roll. No, what? Alright. Holy panel R, recover 300, roll V3. Combine them all to get a BigHeart. Aww. So, this is a super duper power-up version of Roll, who gives you a giant heart that will completely refill your health as well as do 300 damage to whomever. And now, things get a little bit complicated. Remember when I said that it gets kind of complicated after you do all the program advances? Well, what happens is once you get all 250 chips and do all the program advances, you get 4 stars. Or so you think. What happens after that is, if you have a friend, you can battle with your friend, and if your friend has a minimum 3 stars on their file, you know, like they complete all the program advances, stuff like that, then you find them enough times with a pattern, and then you break that pattern, like say beating them within 30 seconds every time, and then one time you do it within 10 seconds, then you have a very high chance of getting a very rare chip that I'm not even really sure they meant for everybody to be able to get, but they made it so that you have to get them anyway to fully complete the game, and you'll see what I mean. So I cheated these on because I did not want to fight myself 100,000 times like Romithral did. And 4 chips you get are Big Red Wave, Freeze Ball, and Sparker, Gaia Sword, Black Bomb, Fighter, Knight, Hero Sword, Meteors, and Poltergeist. Now for some reason, cheating them directly into my pack didn't get me them on my library, so I had to use a different cheat to make my library fully completed, and you'll see why there's a 1 over there. So now, library is fully expanded, which means if I save the game and reset, you have a grand total of 5 stars. That is the amount you can get legitimately. Now there is one more thing that I need to show off real quick once you get all these 5 stars. Alright, what you want to do is, after getting these 5 stars, highlight the new game and press left, left, right, left, right, left, right, right. You'll see that new game suddenly become orange. And skipping opening cutscenes and all that. Congratulations, you're playing hard mode. Now I know what you're thinking. What the crap are you saying? Well, here's what I mean. You start out the game as normal. There's one difference. Every single virus you fight has 150% more health, meaning instead of, say, 2,000, it'd be 3,000. Which makes the game, generally harder. Also, it is physically impossible to connect with other people or use the retro chip traders. Now, I know what you're thinking, what's the purpose of this? And I can tell you that. See that 261? If you beat hard mode, just beating Gospel, you don't have to complete the whole thing, then you get a chip known as Sanctuary, which is like Holy Panel's description in that it turns every single panel of yours into Holy Panels, which have your damage. Generally better for boss fights where you don't have to worry about rank and stuff, but yeah. Now here's the weird thing. You can save your game in hard mode, and if you reset, you'll see that it saves as a separate file, meaning you can have a hard mode going on and a regular mode going on at the same time without having to worry about one overlapping the other and causing a delete. And so we're just back to here. Now there are 5 more chips you gotta worry about. And these are the 5. Gate, Special, Fire, Aqua, Elec, and Wood Gospel. Now, to get these legitly, you'd have to be in Japan, and you would have had to be at a Capcom special event thingy where they gave these out. So, if you're North American or European, or any other copy, I don't know about any other copies, to get these 5 chips, you absolutely have to cheat them on. And there you go, that's every single chip in the game. Now, I want to do one thing to end off this series, and that is, well, 2 things actually, never mind. I want to show off a program advance that you can only do if you have one of those gospel chips. Base version 3 and that anti-Navi chip from way back. So let me just do that real quick. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to have, I'm pretty sure it's in this order of anti-Navi, base, Wood Gospel. Nope. Well, that's why I have state. Trying to remember what order this is in. Yeah, there we go. Base, anti-Navi, and any one of the Gospels. You get the Darkness program advance. And look at that power, 3,000 power. I know what you're thinking. What does this even do? Well, that. Gospel from the back hits 3 rows in front of it, and then base uses Earthbreaker on the end. Strongest chip in the game, you can't even get that legitly. And so with that, the last thing I want to do with this game is, well, to show off one flaw of Valorant Brick 2 is that it didn't give you a super powered boss. Well, I guess it did give you that because it gave you a whole freaking mode in with hard mode. But I do want to show off a very, very souped up folder with all the strongest chips I can muster and fight Gospel himself, regular health, one last time. Alright, this is as good a folder as I can make. I got Bodyguard, Darkness, Life Sword 3, Base version 3 of course, because he's the strongest and only one to work with the program advance. Gator, Freezeman, Life Aura 3, Guardian, Planet Man, who's actually pretty good, Zeta Raton 3, Heavy Stamp, and I replaced the bombs with the time bombs. So, let's go take down Gospel, why don't we? But yeah. And I forgot, I'm doing this all in hub style. And in case you're wondering, I'm not really going to speak too much because I've already given my opinion on this game many times over by now. So let's just enjoy hub style for the most of it. That was some horrible timing on my part, I mean, my goodness. Wow, I think I just broke the game. Honey, I think I just broke the game. Wow, even the drill head doesn't do enough damage. That's pretty sad. Alright, time to show off how Plan Man works. If space is available, he'll send out 4 in that kind of plus pattern. Alright, I know how I want to finish him. It's pretty sad. I'm not worried about beating him. I'm worried about how do I want to beat him. Oh boy, it didn't go off right, did it? Barely didn't go off right. Alright, time to finish it. Finish him. Please tell me I pulled this off right. Okay, good, I did. Alright. Sorry, Gospel, but I'm gonna beat you with your own game. And with that, the world is saved once again, and may further adventures come to us.